give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
All the German lights, this is it, we'll hit the heights, and oh, what heights we'll hit, on with the show, this is it.
It is showtime. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show here on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, the big talk station on AM, with some of the hottest talkers in the land. Best local lineup, bar none. You just finished listening to the #1 show between 9 and 11 on this radio station. That is the David Tulis Show. Then, of course, you have me, the most beautiful man on radio, without a doubt. After me, the digital drive. The adolescent comes in and teaches us all a lesson about technology, about the government, and how they work together in an evil scheme to take over our lives. Happy Halloween, almost everybody. Hey, look, it's October. What happens in October? We have the Major League playoffs. Right quick, we have Texas at Toronto tonight, and that should be a pretty good game. And then, and this is all American. The American League is tonight. The National League is tomorrow night. And then Houston plays the Kansas City Royals. So if both Texas and Houston win, we would have an all-Texas American League championship, and then we'd be guaranteed to have a Texas team in the World Series. The National League will be tomorrow night as the Cubs advanced, and they're going to face who? The dreaded St. Louis Cardinals. That'd be tomorrow night. And then, of course, the Mets will play the Dodgers. So baseball's still here. Don't forget about baseball. Tomorrow we'll do our full rundown of what's going on in some college baseball, college football, as well as some local stuff as high school football. We'll go through those. But I want to remind you that this Sunday, now NASCAR, we're the official NASCAR radio station here at Hot News Talk Radio. NASCAR will be on Saturday at 7:30. They're going to be at Charlotte, and this is the first, this race and the next two races after that. Remember, they cut down to just 8. So there's 12 drivers still left in the hunt for the championship. But after these 3 races, so these are going to be 3 critical races. So you want to listen to Hot News Talk Radio, listen to them right here. Hot News Talk Radio begins at 7:30 on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, starting at 12:30 p.m. So you have time to go to church or whatever you do on Sunday morning. Maybe you go to brunch. Maybe you just walk in the beautiful flowers that are growing by the side of the road and smell the ambiance of the day. But at 12:30, you need to be in front of your radio. You need to be listening to Hot News Talk Radio. And you say, but Mr. Judd, I will not be in my car. I'm going to have to be doing outside things because it's supposed to be pretty. That's simple. You download the TuneIn app on your smartphone because, you know, if you're like me, you're going to be listening to the radio today or whenever you're working out in the yard or working out or whatever. You might as well be listening to Hot News Talk Radio on the TuneIn app. It's free. It's free, so don't get all balled up and say, I don't want to pay for an app. It's free. So while you're out working in the yard on Sunday, you can listen to the Saints and Eagles at 12:30, and then the Cowboys and the Patriots at 3:45. Big game for the Cowboys after losing the past 2 weeks. They need a win. They don't have any of their original starters. So, yeah, it may be pretty tough, especially against the Patriots. But the Saints and the Eagles ought to be a good game. Starts at 12:30. That's Saints and Eagles. And then at 3:45 or around 3:45. You know, that game may run over and they carry it. And then when it they'll kind of prolong the Patriots and Cowboys game. So around 3:45, be ready for that game. So you've got sports all weekend. All weekend. You got NASCAR on Saturday. And you got Sunday NFL only on Hot News Talk Radio. Be sure and follow us on Twitter at Hot News Talk Radio and on Facebook at Hot News Talk Radio. Isn't that amazing how all of that works? Okay. Have you been outside? Have you looked up in the air? Have you read Nooganomics.com. Have you been to Nooganomics.com this week and read it? If not, why? A couple of articles there that really relate with what's going on today. Okay? I mean, it's written by David Tulis, who's the host of the David Tulis Show, which is, kind of you ever go to a rock concert and you got the main act? That's me. You got the warm-up act. Well, that's David. He's my warm-up act. Okay? But he is a writer. He is a very good writer. He is a very humble writer. And I'm going to tell you, is his writings for everybody? It should be. And if you want to learn something and you want to maybe expand your knowledge and expand your point of view, you need to read Nooganomics. Okay? Now, here's a few of the headlines. Then you're going to see how these headlines really relate today if you just go outside and look up in the air. Okay? Tennessee cop aimed shotgun at pregnant woman and man with camera. That's one. I mean, that's a pretty serious topic. Scientist oogles sky, striped pollution, but political bureau scrubs paper. The Politburo, I'm sorry. The Politburo, that's Russian. This guy must be in Russia, because I know that never happened here in the States. We have freedom of press and speech and everything. Bid to uncover harassment on state highways stonewalled. And then another article, jets dim sun over U.S. by spraying plumes of coal ash, scientists say sickening people. If you go out today, you first read this article. It's at Nooganomics.com, Nooganomics.com. Read this article. Go out and look in the sky, and you will see that it is happening today. I was a skeptic at first. I said, what? No. But start looking at the sky, looking up. Don't ever look down. You should always look up. You should always look up, whether that be physically looking up, mentally looking up, spiritually looking up. Always look up. You will see that our skies are being strapped. I mean, they're everywhere. It's just striped everywhere. It's like a 10-year-old boy that just got in trouble and his mama all striping that butt. That's what our skies look like. So just take the time to go out there and look up. It's simple. You want to look up. Who wants to look down? I know where my feet are going. I don't need to look down. But look at the sky. Look at the sky. Go to Nooganomics. Read David's article. And you'll be like me and you'll go, that's very, very interesting. I'm going to be on the Keon Rose show, Clutch. Have you heard it? Man, it's a great sports show. He had a very unique opportunity yesterday. He actually interviewed his brother, who sounds very similar to Keon. So there for just a moment, for just a fleeting second, I thought it was Keon interviewing Keon. But it was his brother, who is a writer and a big NBA fan. But Keon and I are going to be doing our picks as we do we try to do it every Thursday. Sometimes we have to do it on Wednesday if there's a Thursday night game or something. But we're going to do our picks today. I'll be on his show. His show's from 1 to 2. Make sure you catch it. It's a great show. It's really the first local sports show, in Chattanooga. I mean, you can pick up national sports shows, but Hot News Talk Radio has a local sports show from 1 to 2. You've just had lunch. You're kind of settling back into your office and you type in hotnewstalkradio.com, you click it on, and you kind of, at that time of day, you're kind of politicaled out. I kind of talk about politics. David talks about politics a little bit or a lot. And then you got the digital drive with the adolescent. He mixes politics, he mixes government, he mixes tech. He kind of gives you, some food for thought for your lunch. And then you just want to know what's going on in the sports world. And you want to hear someone that is knowledgeable about sports give you his opinion. Great show. Make sure you turn in. You can get him at AM 1240, or you can get us at hotnewstalkradio.com, or you know how to get us. You know how to get us. So, we covered all. Then after him, you get back into politics, because we got a little Laura Ingraham going on. Of course, we have Sean Hannity. He's the number 2 talk show host in America, and he is on our station. So if you're an advertiser out that, you're going to go, how can I make an impact? You know, I like talk radio. I like to listen to talk radio. In fact, when they play a commercial, it sounds like everything else. And people have a tendency to listen to that. So if you're interested in advertising on our station, locally owned, people actually live in Chattanooga. Isn't that amazing? They're Hamilton County residents. So if you want to advertise, give me a call, 423-521-0284, 423-521-0284. I guarantee you I will sit down with you, and together, you and I will work together to enhance your marketing. That much I promise. If nothing else, when it's all said and done, you will smile. You're listening to Mr. Judd Show? We've got to get into this VW thing. It's getting out of control. Somebody needs to smack the government, smack Congress, and go over there to Germany and smack the heck out of the Germans too.
After areas of patchy dense fog, another warm and dry day expected for your Thursday. Highs back into the lower 80s. Tonight, a few more clouds, milder lows, lower 60s. For Friday, a few scattered afternoon showers and thinner showers will march through. Highs upper 70s, drier and cooler for the weekend. Did you know that you could purchase a home now with little or nothing down? Find your dream home at McBriar Realty. Call McBriar Realty at 706-657-2353 or McBriarRealty.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
The Fed raising rates, China's economy in trouble. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Patrick Neal. At Edward Jones, we provide the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Stop by my office next to the Target Shopping Center in Hickson, or call me at 423-870-7894. That's Patrick Neal at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Saudi Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's E.J. Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead. 622-3156.
Hey, all you gun enthusiasts! Carter Shooting Supply has just bought a crazy load of guns and is having a crazy huge sale event. Going on now, a huge inventory of Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, and Taurus, all on sale. Taurus guns have a mail-in rebate for $25 to $50. All long guns and all ammo on sale, too, just in time for hunting season. Come in and take advantage of this crazy huge sale event. Going on now at Carter Shooting Supply. Or shop from home by going to CarterShootingSupply.com. Highway 58, Harrison. Check our prices before you buy.
Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
If you have the DTs, the shakes, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia. You need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out? Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Absolutely it is. The one and only Mr. Judd Show. Nothing like it on the radio. Nothing whatsoever. I know there's other people talking at this time, but you know what they're doing? They sound like, remember the teacher off the old Peanuts show? Walk, 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 walk. That's what they're doing. They're walk, walk, walk. I'm not covering important issues, covering unimportant issues. We cover the gamut here. We go from sports to politics, might get into a little religion. You never know. You just never know. It's like a big old grab bag of good things, just lots of good things. But I tell you something that's not good. And it's not going to be good for Chattanooga if someone does not get to the right people and very politely say, shut up. Shut up. Governor Bill Haslam stops by the Chattanooga VW factory yesterday, and I have some inside information on this. All of the employees were called. You know, they run 2 shifts. All of the employees were called. They all had to be there for a very important meeting. And the employees thought, well, you know what? They're probably going to talk about the diesel thing. Not one thing was said about the diesel thing. It was our governor using the opportunity to, I guess, tell them how good of a job he's doing, and we're behind Volkswagen, and rah, 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 rah. But then yet, we have the Times Free Press, which I like the Times Free Press, but they're steadily a negative article about nothing. This is about nothing. Think about all the problems we have in this country and in this world. And okay, what they did was wrong. But if you put it on the big scope of things, you got Russia marching into Syria. We have, you know, Muslims killing Christians. We have a huge debt in this country, and Congress is going to take on the VW officials. You know, no, hell no. Don't do that. Why are you wasting your time doing that crap? Because you want to get on the news? Because the liberal media, you know, we're going to worry about climate change, and they put all this stuff in. You know, stupid. Stop and think. Why don't people just stop and think, okay, let's see. Even if they were doing 40 times, 100 times worse, it's still not that bad. You know, say, hey, slap a fine on them and go on. Hey, here's your, and not an $18 billion fine because the government goes, we can make some money on this. No. You know, change something so that they don't get to regulate themselves or something like that, and let's move on. And then the German government, all of the problems they have in Germany right now, I mean, with the euro, with all of the European Union about to fall apart, and they're going to go in and raid VW, and we're going to show these capitalists. I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid. And I know, I've already talked to him, the adolescent is going to talk about some of this on his show. But just, I mean, we have so, as my grandfather used to say, we got a lot bigger fish to fry there, boy. And we do. But we're going to run around, oh my gosh, here's something to make news. This will make the liberals happy. And the Republicans are leading the charge. Well, they're not Republicans. You know, the right-wing part of the Democrat Party, the establishment Republicans, are leading the charge. Now, I'm sure Barack Hussein Obama will have to come out and make a statement on this because he's Mr. Environmentalist. But I mean, stop and think of the big, this has been going on almost 2 weeks, and it's not news. Why don't we get to something that's really affecting this country? Like all the jobs we've lost. You know, Congress, why don't you do some work? I understand that's a 4-letter word, but why don't you do some work? And I don't mean a committee. I don't mean a new bill. I mean getting out amongst the people and do some work. Okay, that lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, but I mean, it's just to me, it's just really kind of dumb if you ask me. All right, I do want to remind you, and we're going to be a part of this Harvest Fest, and that is the Saturday the 17th. That's right. Hot News Talk Radio will be there live and in person, shaking hands, kissing. I'm not going to say what we're going to be kissing. You never know. All depends on how cute the little babe is. But our personalities will be out there. But it actually starts on Thursday, October the 15th. It's Cans and Cadence. That's right. Hickson's hottest new organic grocery store. Have you been there? Man, it's cool. It's got a great layout. It's just a wonderful place. It's a place you can go eat lunch. You can go eat breakfast. You can do some shopping. Hey, you can get a beer for $2 while you're shopping. I go there 3 or 4 times a day just to shop. Okay. Anyway, they're having this Cans for Cadence. Okay. It starts at 5:30 p.m. and that's on October the 15th to 8 p.m. And all of this, they're going to have an evening of food, music, and fun. Okay. And it's a benefit for Cadence. So we want you to be a part of that. And everything goes to the Chattanooga Symphony and Opera. So there you go. You know, and they're really helping out the food bank. So they got a lot going on. It's going to be a pretty cool event. But on the 17th is Harvest Fest. That's when we'll be there, starting about 11 o'clock, going to about 4. If you want to see how the evil drones work, that 4-letter word, drone. Yes, we're going to be watching you. May have one out there. You can smell it. You can touch it. And in fact, tomorrow we're going to have an update from the drone farm that the adolescent is doing. So that's going to be some good news. We'll have him in here and he'll update us on that. So get out to Cans and Cadence, and that is on the 15th of next week, October 15th. And then on the 17th, that's Saturday the 17th, is Harvest Fest. Make sure you come out and see us, because we're going to have fun out there. I guarantee you that. You come up and you talk to us. If you don't leave with a smile, then we're going to have your funny bone replaced. I guarantee that. We'll get David Tulis out there. He starts rattling off these jokes, and you'll be laughing. You'll be knee slapping. I mean, you're going to have a good time. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show. We'll talk just a little more about Harvest Fest when we come back, but we got so much more stuff to go through. And tomorrow we are going to have some drone talk. Don't worry. I know those people that are waiting on that, plus some updates on high school football and some other stuff. Enjoy Fox News, and I'll be right back.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After areas of patchy dense fog, another warm and dry day expected for your Thursday. Highs back into the lower 80s. Tonight, a few more clouds, milder lows, lower 60s. For Friday, a few scattered afternoon showers and thinner showers will march through. Highs upper 70s, drier and cooler for the weekend. Did you know that you could purchase a home now with little or nothing down? Find your dream home with McBriar Realty. Call McBriar Realty at 706-657-2353 or McBriarRealty.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Social media, we're on that. Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook, at Hot News Talk Radio on Twitter. Download the TuneIn app and follow us anywhere at any time. AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, and myself for all the action.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If it's the NFL, it's right here.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If the South would have won, we'd have had it made. I'd probably run for president of the Southern state. The day Elvis passed away would be our national holiday. If the South would have won, we'd have had it made.
NASCAR, Laura Ingraham, David Tulis, Coast to Coast AM.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. There's a closed-door meeting on Capitol Hill right now as House Republicans pick a candidate to take over for House Speaker John Boehner.
House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy was widely expected to win the gavel, but he does face challenges from Daniel Webster and Jason Chaffetz.
I am who I am. I just got to lay it out there and let them pepper me with questions. That's what the process is all about.
Outgoing Speaker John Boehner shocked Capitol Hill when he announced he was stepping down one day after Pope Francis delivered an unprecedented address to a joint meeting of Congress.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. FIFA banning President Sepp Blatter for 90 days in the wake of a Swiss criminal investigation into World Soccer's governing body. And the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer range from Janet Jackson to Chaka Khan, 9 Inch Nails, and Chicago, top vote getters announced in December. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Should I take it off?
Take it on. Take it all on.
Your wish is my command. Okay, I'm sure if you're watching YouTube right now, you're probably saying,
takes it off
like me, nothing taken. Now, I'm not taking it off today. I did that the other day. I'm not going to do it today. But if you're watching your YouTube right now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, and it's very simple. YouTube, you go to Hot News Talk Radio on YouTube, just like you can go to hotnewstalkradio.com. There's a link to YouTube on there. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. And as always, you can hear us at AM 1240. We are Hot News Talk Radio. But if you go to YouTube, there's a lot of people watching live now, and I'm waving at them. You'll notice I'm sitting down. And you may ask yourself, why are you sitting down, Mr. Judd? Well, I think, I thought I was going to have some tea this morning, and I think I picked up the wrong thing. And it's about half tea and half vodka. So instead of falling down here in about 3 or 4 minutes, I just thought I'd sit down and maybe take a load off my feet and enjoy myself. We'll get all relaxed. This part of my show is brought to you by Harvest Fest, and that is at Harvest Grocery. And we were talking a little bit about that a while ago. It's fun and entertainment for the whole family. I mean, you're going to absolutely love it. With over 25 vendors, they're going to have a petting zoo. That's pretty cool. It's the mobile petting zoo. I wonder what all they'll have. They'll probably have a donkey and some other thing. If you want to come out and see a donkey, you can come out to Harvest Fest. They're going to have live music. They're going to have local artists, which is pretty cool. And they're going to have a bunch of local artists there. So you're doing all kind of artistic things. So we know you're going to have here's the big thing. They're going to have $1 brats. Man, I'm going to be there. I'll break them on that. I guarantee you that. I will break them on that. They're going to have beer available from Carter Distributing. And I know one thing, and this is going to be interesting because we'll have to pull him off of this. David Tulis loves face painting. Anywhere you go and you can get his face painted, he does. So, we'll make sure we'll keep him away from that. And the big thing is you're going to enjoy 20% off the entire store. Now, there are some exceptions to that, like the alcohol, they can't give you 20% off, the sushi, maybe some of the floral stuff, but 20% off the store. And that's going to go for Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you're going to be there October the 17th on Saturday, where you will see Hot News Talk Radio, the personalities, the people that make this show run. Now, there is a nasty, nasty rumor that the adolescent will be there. Now, I know him. He's liable to land his jet right there on Hickson Pike. And you know where Harvest Grocery is. You're going north on Hickson Pike from 153. It's where I'll give you the directions in Chattanooga town. It's where the old Bilo is. You know where the old Bilo was? It's right there. But if you're going north on Hickson Pike from 153, it's on the right. You cross that bridge and you'll see it right there. Nice big sign, nice building, really nice building. So, go. We're going to have fun with it. We'll have just all kinds of fun with that. Poor old Hillary. Poor old Hillary. I mean, she just can't win for losing, can she? I mean, she's always something's going wrong with her campaign. And, I saw Bill Clinton last night on, I forget the name. It's one of the late night shows. It was the night before, I guess. One of the late night shows, the one that used to be Late Night with David Letterman. I forget the dude's name, who's really not that funny, but Bill Clinton looked like, he looked like he just got out of a prison camp. I understand he probably needed to lose some weight and he's cut back on the hamburgers, but my goodness, he looks terrible. Pale, skinny. Wonder if that have anything to do with all of the women. He probably not. Nope. I don't even know why I should go there. But he did. He looked terrible. But anyway, his wife's not doing. Maybe he's worried about Hillary Rodham Clinton. And why do they always say that? It's Hillary Rodham Clinton. But yet they never say Barack Hussein Obama. See, these are the things that go through my mind. These are the questions you want answered to. Anyway, she stepped into it again and again and again. And they're going to reset her campaign. How many times have they reset her campaign? Really, how many times have they reset the Clinton campaign? But this is from the Daily Mail, which is from the UK. And it says, and this is talking about Hillary, exclusive Nerf gun fights, costume parties, and exotic dancers. The data security firm trusted with Hillary's email, which was hacked with a basic password. Would you not expect anything else from the Clintons? Nerf gun fights, costume parties, and exotic dancers. They are a reality show. They are the first reality show in America, and we've been intrigued with them ever since. Dato Inc. is the latest firm to be investigated by the FBI over Hillary's private server because it backed it up until 2013. And they were supposed to do this. That was the other thing. And then she sends, it's comical. I was talking to the adolescent that does the digital drive. He's on from noon to 1. Well, he and I were talking about it, and it's not, this is like something you would write. This is like something you would watch, or maybe some kind of fictitious show, or maybe a short story, because you just can't make this stuff up. And this is a woman running for president, and the media doesn't think, maybe we should really get in and dig in. I know that's your chick. I know the major media outlets, that's her, man, all the papers and all the big news networks, that's your chick. I get it. But maybe you want to go, this wouldn't be good for America. This would not be good for our cause. Maybe we need to get off the Hillary wagon. Maybe we ought to politely say, hey, Miss Rodham Clinton, don't run for president. It's like everything she does is wrong. It is. It's like a bad story. I'm sure she thinks it's a bad story too. So it says McCord used a fake name and British accent to answer the phone, and says of the firm's earlier days, we had no idea what we were doing. None whatsoever. So these people didn't know, it sounds like they really didn't know whose server, what was going on. They're just treating it like anyone else. Anyway, she keeps stepping in it. Just keeps stepping in it. And I just find it pretty funny. Pretty funny. Now this is from Newsbusters, and Brent Bozell, not Bozo. And he's the MRC president, Brent Bozell, interviewed on Wednesday on Fox Business program, Varney and Company, about the latest numbers on network evening news coverage of the Democrat presidential race. Hillary has dominated with 80% of the coverage, but a majority of that has dealt with her scandals. Hillary's coverage in the last 2 months was dealt with 54% of the time. So she's running for president. She's getting 80% of the coverage because there's no one else running, really. You got Bernie Sanders, and then who and who and who and who. You have no idea. They're hoping Biden will get in or somebody will get in. So this makes a primarily negative spin toward her that she doesn't want. It says, really? I thought she would want that. And the FBI goes in yesterday. They grab some servers and stuff. So it's not getting any better. The media, they're reporting it, but it's not in depth. It's kind of, he says, kind of the way they're reporting it is, this is kind of a pain in the butt to Hillary. She has to deal with this. Can you believe she has to deal with this? but 54% is dealing with her scandals. And he says he was amazed of the lack of focus of the ultra liberalism in these candidates. He's talking about Bernie Sanders is the most far left candidate potentially in history. And not 1 second has been devoted to that in your mainstream media, which means your NBCs, your CBSs, your ABCs, and then of course your big newspapers. And they all feel relevant, even though every day they're less and less relevant because of things like Nooganomics.com. David, in his humble way, says, I just have this little blog and here's what I'm doing. But he is taking and opening the eyes to everyone to what's really happening. That's why you have to read Nooganomics.com. I want to remind you right quick, I'm going to be on Clutch. That's right. Our picks are today. Keon Rose and I, he may be one game up on me, but we took a beating last week. But that's okay. We're going to do better this week. So I'll be on there. His show is from 1 to 2, and I usually come in on the first segment, but I think today it's going to be the third segment. So we'll see how that goes. As always, he is our sports dude. Have you listened to Cowboy Up with Tex? I mean, just, one of the most interesting shows on the radio, not in Chattanooga, but anywhere. You've got to listen. He's on from 6 to 7. I mean, a great guy. He brings his Texas attitude to Tennessee and will enlighten you about what's going on. This is Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After areas of patchy dense fog, another warm and dry day expected for your Thursday. Highs back into the lower 80s. Tonight, a few more clouds, milder lows, lower 60s. For Friday, a few scattered afternoon showers and thundershowers will march through. Highs upper 70s, drier and cooler for the weekend. Did you know that you could purchase a home now with little or nothing down? Find your dream home with McBriar Realty. Call McBriar Realty at 706-657-2353 or McBriarRealty.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
This is Judy Gammon, author of the award-winning book, Age to Perfection, How to Thrive to 100, Happy, Healthy, and Wise. And this is your Stay Young Medical Minute. Testosterone deficiency affects 50 million American men. While male hormones such as testosterone are important to sex drive, they're also important to bone health, mental clarity, and muscle strength. If you've been feeling tired, having trouble concentrating, or you feel as though you're not as strong as you used to be, talk to your physician about lab tests that can check your testosterone levels. Be sure to have both your total testosterone and your free testosterone checked to get a better picture not only of how much hormone you have, but your body's ability to use it. And as for you ladies, I bet you didn't know that you need testosterone too. Testosterone levels in women can take a nosedive in the 30s, causing weight gain, foggy brain, and lack of energy. This is especially true if you took the birth control pill for years. While the women don't need as much as the men, they still need enough to keep their health stable. Part of the reason both men and women seem to have more hormone issues now than they did years ago is due to our sedentary lifestyle, especially on the job. So if you have symptoms, talk to your doctor about having all your hormones checked and balanced if necessary. We want to empower you with as much health information as possible. Visit StayYoungAmerica.com for free podcasts of the Staying Young radio show and free medical minutes. Go to StayYoungAmerica.com.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Are you tired of feeling like just another account number to your financial advisor? Try something refreshingly different. Call Edward Jones Financial Advisor Patrick Neal in Hickson at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
That smells so good. Smells like a big Italian dinner. But you're going to walk out with two. Buy one hot pizza, get a one for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. my favorite Italian restaurant of all the time. Now, I'm living in Hicks, and I go to Raphael's right down the street in Hicks and Pike, right near Highland Plaza. You're in Starry Daisy? Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria in Starry Daisy. Just next to Starry Daisy Church of God. Hey, you're on Signal Mountain. There's a Raphael's Italian Restaurant and a Pizzeria. It's right on the main drag. You're going to love the pasta, the pizza. Buy one hot pizza, you get one for free. 2 pizzas. You get the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Tastes so good. Bring the whole family. Come on, Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Mangia. Salute.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Keon West thinks fashion discriminated against him for not being gay. This is something we got to figure out here. That to me is a headline I thought I'd never see. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Mr. Judd's rocking the mic for you. You know what? You can listen to us. Let's say you're in your car right now and you're about to go into your office or your house or something. Just go in and type in hotnewstalkradio.com, hotnewstalkradio.com. And you can listen to us live and streaming there, or maybe, you know, you're going to work out or go to lunch and you don't want to miss one single moment of the digital drive, because everybody knows he's on from noon to 1. So what you can go to your TuneIn app, and it's free. I don't care if you have an Apple or an Android, whatever platform you have, you can download it for free. Type in Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, and you can listen to us anywhere at any time. And please follow us on Twitter, because, you know, tomorrow's supposed to be kind of rainy, especially at rush hour. So you may want to tweet us, you know, if you run into some kind of traffic difficulties, or maybe it's raining real hard on your little pumpkin head and you want to let us know. That way we'll get it out to Chattanooga, and we'll let Chattanooga decide. And you know how Chattanooga goes, so does the world go, and we'll let the world decide. And that's follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Hot News Talk Radio. So Keon West, not our Keon. This is another Keon. I know y'all know. I think he's the dude married one of the Kim Kardashian, I believe. I don't know. You're way out of my league when we start talking about that, but I think it is. Thinks fashion discriminated to him for not being gay. And this is from Billboard.com. So you know this has got to be an enriching article. I feel like I got discriminated in fashion for not being gay, he said during an interview with Show Studio on Tuesday. In music, you definitely get discriminated in music if you're gay. It takes amazing talents to break down barriers. Everybody thought that when Frank Ocean dropped meaning come out, I guess, as gay, that it was going to be bad for his career. I feel like it's so cliche. I just think it's funny. I mean, because I just think it's funny. Because have you noticed, and I don't watch a lot of TV, but it seems like flipping around the tube, every show, I don't care what kind of show it is, has to have a gay character. Now, keep in mind, less than 2% of the people in the United States are gay. But we have to have a gay character on every show. Even if it's not relevant to the show, we got to put a gay character in there. And that's not because I hate to tell all the, the homosexuals out there that it's not because they want you to have rights and they care about you. No, it's about being politically correct. And they want to show that they, meaning the, Hollywood folks, are more open-minded and acceptance. And it's a show. They really don't care about you. They really don't care about your issues. It's a show. But if you start scanning around, I know, I don't watch a lot of TV, but if you just start scanning, every show will have some kind of gay character. Why? I mean, is that part of an agenda, first of all, to get us to accept them better? I think it's more of a, I think they're trying to out-gay one another. Look, I got a gay person. I got two PK. It's almost like that, to where now you're going, wait a minute, just stop it. Why does, if it's a well-written show, does it matter what gender's the lead character? Does it matter their sexual persuasion? Does it matter the color of their skin? If it's well written and well acted, you lose all of that. You become involved in the characters. It's like a book. You're reading a book. You know, if you don't know the sexual orientation of the people, the color of the people, I mean, you're going to know the gender because, you know, I mean, you find very few men named Sally, but still, if it's well written and you're into the characters, you don't care. But all of a sudden, Hollywood is trying to make us care. I mean, it's like they really want us to care. And it is, I'm telling you, it is. Look how much we care more than ABC because we have 3 gay characters on this show. And no, CBS says we care more than you because we have, 18 shows with at least 2 characters. It's craziness. Man 53 calls 911 to complain that his girlfriend will not have sex with him. Now, I didn't realize, and this is from the Smoking Gun, I didn't realize that you could call 911 for that. Can you imagine the amount of calls that you would get at any 911 center if they start taking these calls? But this is even better. Now, this guy, 53, his girlfriend won't have sex with him, so he's calling 911. It says the South Carolina man called 911 earlier this morning to complain that his girlfriend would not have sex with him, according to the arrest report. So the cops respond, and I mean, why? Why did I guess they have to because, if there was something bad going on or something, there would be. But so it says his name is Dognet. Okay. Doggett, who was outside the residence drinking an alcoholic beverage when police arrived, was arrested for public intoxication and booked into the county jail. So this guy, there used to be an old Richard Pryor bit, where he's talking drunk and he goes and I guess he comes home much like this guy. Maybe he's had a few too many and he comes home and she won't kiss him. And he says, ain't nothing but some vomit. So I'm sure that's probably what happened to this South Carolina man. He's getting liquored up, getting a little amorous, taking a little blue pill. Come on, baby. But she wouldn't. She says, no. So what does he do? He calls law enforcement thinking that they're going to help him. Well, what do? They arrest him for public drinking. I just think that's funny. That you have to admit that's funny. So go to thesmokinggun.com and just looking at him. And I can't read. The headline says what he actually said is that his girlfriend would not give him any ask me no questions and I tell you no lies. So that's what that was in the police report. I just find that funny. I mean, how fun would that be? He's feeling a little amorous, wanting to give his girlfriend a little love, and he ends up in jail for public drunkenness. I bet when he sobers up, I guarantee you when he sobers up, he's not happy. He's not happy at all. Did you know if you go to our Twitter page on Hot News Talk Radio, follow us on Twitter, you're going to get up to date on what's going on with the German authorities raiding Volkswagen offices, which is just crazy. Why would you do that? I mean, think about this. Now just stop and think, man. You can hate big corporations. You can say they're the reason of all the ill in the world, but they're employing a lot of people in this country and in Germany. So as a government, before you even know anything, why would you let's just go in and raid? Well, you can read about that on Twitter. I mean, I don't understand why the German government would do that. Okay, look, on NASCAR, one last time. NASCAR is going to be on Saturday. Okay. All right. Sunday, we got a doubleheader. We have the Saints and Eagles at 12:30. We have the Patriots and Cowboys at 3:45. So you can get your sports in. Okay. Now I know the Germans, they're used to, what? Maybe they can open some of the camps and put the Volkswagen people in. And I don't mean the camps you're thinking of. I'm thinking like the KOAs, the Girl Scout camp, stuff like that. So don't start, oh my gosh, I'm disparaging someone. No, twice nay. Why don't they put him on the Bill Clinton diet? Man, he's looking a little rough. We've covered it all today. But look, yesterday we had Danielle Mitchell with the Sports Institute. Man, great show about nutrition. I was hoping somebody would call in and ask her, where does she get her recipes? I'm going to ask her that when I see her. But she does a wonderful job. She is an Ironman athlete. Okay? So make sure you give her a call if you need something. She does family practice, orthopedics, urgent care, whatever you may need. Her phone number is 423-875-1005. 423-875-1005. So I want you to also know that there's going to be a debate on police indictment at 2 p.m. next week. We don't know what day. In fact, it may be just 2 p.m. every day. So once we have that, so we'll know. And here's who's participating in it. Me and Confederate Mike in a slapdown against Russell, Tulis, and Tex. I'm going to have a lot more about that tomorrow. Okay. We got news director Russell involved. We got the great DT, the great David Tulis involved. We got the one and only Tex from Cowboy Up. Keon's going to be the referee. He's going to be the special referee. That's 3-on-2 because me and Confederate Mike, we don't need any help, baby. You're listening to Mr. Judd Show, Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After areas of patchy dense fog and other warm and dry